Sacred Symbols version 2.0 has just been released. And I'm sure you're on tenterhooks and wanting to find out what is new about this version. There are two and a half main aspects, new features in version 2.0, and I'd like to share them with you today. So in order to do this, we'll have a look at an iPad here on my left or to your right. You'll see the startup screen of the app, but we'll restart this again to share this with you. And you see there's a golden flash. That means there is a subscription or there's a premium version, which means access to all the features. Right. Previously, the app started in this mode, and when you loaded the app for the first time, it asked you for contact permission. It only wants the first name, the surname, the date of birth, because that's what it needs inside the app, which is pretty obvious when we look at the contacts here. Name, surname, date of birth, that's what we need for the analysis. Actually, we only need the date of birth for the analysis, but be as it may. However, some took umbrage and felt offended that I asked for contact permissions. They don't seem to have problems with WhatsApp and Telegram, because they send all your data, all your telephone numbers of your contacts to their servers to check them up, so to compare them, whether they're already there or not, and to notify them. No problem with that. But when a harmless app asks for contact permissions, to ask for name, first surname, and date of birth, and big problem. So as absurd as I find this, I have made provisions for this. And the big provision in version 2.0 is right here in the settings, and it's there. We have two buttons here. One is called All Contacts, which shows you the list of all the contacts, and they're all active. These are pulled from the phone or from the simulator in this case. And then we have Local Contacts. There's Jimmy Page, he likes it in French, and there's Brian McDonald, who likes it in English. Now, if we look at the All Contacts list, then we can see that Brian is selected and Jimmy is also selected. Here, on the Local Contacts, obviously we can add a new contact. Very simple form, first name, Hans Meyer, birth date, it's given 19th of December, 2003, and he likes it in German. Save the contact, Hans Meyer contact, and he should now appear automatically under All Contacts. He is not yet selected, and I'll see if this works now, because now by selecting him, he should appear automatically. Sometimes it does, it works, other times it doesn't. I still have to figure out. No, he's not there yet. So we have to go back and do some other change. I don't know what it is actually that prevents it, but if I load him, also reload the app, then he'll appear in that list. And there's Hans Meyer, who is a Queen of Hearts. At age 21, he's got the following cards. So that is new. And the other thing that is new is this innocent little checkbox, and it's called Loaded Startup. So if it's just you that you're primarily interested in, and you want to load yourself at startup, then you check this box, you reload the app, and instead of loading the contacts list, it goes straight to the home list because it has loaded you. So you save an enormous amount of clicks, 2 in total. So this is version 2. Another, and that's the half thing, the 2.5 things that are new. It's a different display when you go into landscape mode. If the screen is wide enough, you'll see it's not a single column view anymore. It's a double 2-column view. And that only happens on 4 screens. And that is the contact screen. It may sound a bit odd, but when you load the app, let's go there and deactivate this. And then if we load the app again, and have no standard contact, then you will see that it actually loads with the natural distribution or spread, because sometimes you just want to check the spread without necessarily loading a contact. So that's what that is for. And then you can navigate to whichever one you like. Obviously, there is no solar value. I had to choose one for technical reasons, which is the solar value of 1, which is the ace of hearts. But if we load a contact, we've restarted it. Let's take Hans again. Then it loads with the home screen for Hans, with a distribution, with a spread, and then that's the second screen, and then you'll find him on the annual analysis here, and you find it on the live analysis here. Those are the 4 screens, 2-column layout, otherwise single-column layout. A beautiful thing, we go back to, we go back to the app and go back into portrait mode, is also something reasonably new. You may have not seen it. And that is that apart from this premium features with the affirmation, reminder, and suggestion, we have a weekday preview. So you can have a look what your day cards look like for the rest of the months. Today is the 25th of March, and you can see that, but you can also switch for 4 weeks. It's a 4-week preview, next 4 weeks, and it starts today and it goes 4 weeks forward, sort of 1, 2, 3 full weeks, and then 2 remaining days. Well, 3.5 full weeks and the remaining days, but you get the idea. So that's also beautiful. If you want to plan a little bit ahead, then you can see this, because then you don't have to click yourself through the day cards here. But if you do this, obviously, then if you click on it, then you get the day card for the 4th of April, which is a Jack of Spades in this case. If you are keen to know the differences between the premium version and the VIP version, it's this. With the premium version, you don't see those 2 buttons here. You can't go back a year and you can't go forward a year. You only get the divine distribution, the mundane distribution, your birth spread, which is exactly the same, but the unnecessary cards dimmed out, and your current year. With VIP, however, you can go to any year, and if you rotate the device, you can, and if you go to the annual analysis, then you can see that you get the analysis for the 2 of diamonds in Venus in 2028. So if you're planning ahead, you can check, okay, what does do my cards look like in this particular year, and what does it actually mean? Also here, premium features suggestion for activities. Also premium features is the results reward card in Pluto, which is the card following Pluto, which is the one with the green summary sign here. 5 of spades in this case. There we go. And a transformation deep dive here as well. Introduction, transformation, end of transformation. So more information about what it means to have, in this case, a 4 of clubs in Pluto. There is the 4 of clubs in Pluto with a blue frame. And then if you go to your relationship tab, let's switch back to the portrait mode. Then let's have Karine and let's take Hans. You get many more options, still in premium. So not just the primary cards, and see how they're related. In this case, they aren't really related, especially the birth cards and the planetary ruler. There is no direct connection between those 2. They're too far apart, because the 3 of clubs is on the Saturn line, and the Queen of Hearts is the last card on the Neptune line. The planets at birth, also there's diagonally sort of highlighted, because that's comparing the Mercury card, the respective, and the Venus and the Mars card for Karine, and for Hans on the Rose. And there you can see that in their Saturn period, their Saturn cards look very good together. Their Uranus cards and their results cards, they look very good together, although their primary cards, denoted here in the top left quadrants, are not really like close to each other. But what you can do at birth, and they're together, they have like a 4 of spades cards, you can also do now. Also added recently, you get a planetary conjunction here with the Jack of Clubs in Jupiter for Karine and an Ace of Hearts in Venus for Hans. And that means the Venus-Jupiter connection, that's their conjunction card, and the Jack of Clubs and the Ace of Hearts together turns into a Queen of Clubs. So there will be text for that. The text only exists only at the moment. That's something for 2.1. In the name card, because that's also new, you can analyze Corinne and her, as her name. If she has a middle name, Tamara, then you see that it changes her name card to a 10 of spades, and the composite suit with Hans, it also changes. Done on the fly, and the name cards have a beautiful analysis, the core meaning, the relationship interpretation, the strength, the challenges, and some guidance. Beautiful. And if you want to know what this is, that's the AI analysis. And there, the name, the first name, the birth date, and the birth card, planetary ruler card, and the 4 karma cards for those 2 birth and planetary ruler cards for those 2 persons get sent to the AI. That takes about 20 seconds. It formulates a beautiful query, sends it over, and says, give me a really nice comprehensive analysis. And that is now done by the AI. Comes back, takes another couple of seconds, and then at the snip of the finger, there is your analysis. Beautiful, isn't it? Summary, what has been transferred, and then the overview of the relationship, the positive qualities of the dynamic, the challenges in daily life, and practical recommendations with psychological and holistic approaches. Beautiful. So you can do this, especially if you're dating. If you're dating, this is awesome, because you can just sort of enter, your contacts under your local contacts. Don't need them on the phone. With a date of birth, the AI gives you beautiful analysis, and you can make the best of that. You can compare people. You can see how you are related, your current aspects, where you stand. And you can see here on the row, there's Hans is in a Venus period, and Corinne is in a Jupiter period. So there's nothing special in this quadrant here. There's no planetary connection between the Ace of Clubs and, the Jack of Clubs and the Ace of Hearts. There will be more texts for that coming soon, but sort of for now, and if you hear something meowing, then there's a cat floating around here, which is beautiful. She went to the vet today. She's got a bit of problems. She's quite old, but and she's quite vociferous. So that's the relationship section, and here you can click on any of those in the free version too, any of those aspects, and find out what it is about. But they only have like secondary aspects. They don't have primary aspects, which, let's say, may happen between Corinne and Anna. There you see there's a Saturn connection, or between Corinne and Brian. There's plenty more. There's a Neptune connection. There's a Pluto connection, text. There's a Moon connection, text. Beautiful. And color-coded, highlighting those that are a little bit easier in the relationship in green, and highlighting those in red that are a bit more trying and testing, but that could work just as well. And what you see here in the matrix, you have here in the list. I may shorten this when it comes to this, because there you have like plenty of connections, which is not exactly useful. So I will just highlight all those if they're available and hide the rest, but that is still to come. So this is it, version 2.0, and you may ask yourself, if you're new to this, why on earth are we doing this? What is Helmar on about? You have noticed that the playing cards are not just for playing, but they're also a serious tool for self-discovery and for mapping out your life path and for relationship advice. So you can use this for your kids, you can use this for your colleagues, or with your colleagues, you can use it for team building. So there are many, many options available to gain more insight into yourself, more insight into other people, and then to make the best of it in terms of the interaction between those people, and find out where they stand right now, and what their challenges are right now, and what their opportunities are right now. The system, sacredsymbols.app, is ideal for that. We even have a banner. There we go. In the bottom left corner. The system is really ideal for that because it's easy to understand. 4 suits, 13 cards in each suit. 4 times 13 is 52. That's all you have to learn initially. But if you don't want to, then you just download the app and get some valuable information here that is available free of charge. So this is it for version 2.0. There's another dog that has arisen. The dogs and the cats. I love it. And it's going to make its way down the stairs. And I'm done with my quick introduction to version 2.0 of Sacred Symbols Life Patterns, available on the App Store and available on Google Play. Download it today, share it with your friends. Great features, even in the free version. But sort of if you want to have more information available, more of the features available, then it starts at $2 a month. And that is basically there you get everything except for the full and unlimited navigation. That is only available in the VIP section or version. That's it. Helmar Rudolph says goodbye. Thank you very much for your attention. And until the next video, more informative videos appearing on this channel about the sacred symbols, the mystic science behind the 52 playing cards. Thank you for your attention. Looking forward to your content, to your comment. Looking forward to your subscription, to your feedback on this app. It's been a great pleasure writing this for you, bringing it to version 2.0, and we've come a very long way, and you can imagine that there's going to be more useful features added in the following versions, coming versions, and with your support, it motivates me even more. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.